Today is July 2nd, 2022, and I'm going to call it the first day of framing. We are going to be putting our sill plates down today, which is the first piece of our wall assemblies.
We're excited to finally see our plans come to life and have some 3D structure to our building. We've been working on the foundation for almost 3 months now, and it's exciting to just be able to think that we will have walls here probably by the end of the month. Well, yes, by the end of the month.
The plan is for us to do the first floor walls and floor platform ourselves, and then we'll throw a tarp on it. At the end of the month, we have an Amish crew coming in to help do the second floor walls and roof assembly. It's a little bit more dangerous doing that, so figured it was a good idea to hire some help, and we'll get a telehandler machine in as well. But for the first floor walls, I think we can handle it. It'll save us around $6,000 in paying the Amish crew to come help. And while it will take quite a bit longer, many times longer with us doing it, we're gonna be learning a new skill in the process, and I think it'll be pretty fun and rewarding and fulfilling at the end.
Yep.
The first check is confirming the size and squareness of our foundation. We measured in 3 places across each side. The block work guys did a fantastic job. It is 40 by 36, pretty much on the nose everywhere. Diagonals, it is just ever so slightly out of square by no more than 1/4 inch, I would say. We measured 53.9 and 7/8 one way, 53.9 and a half the other way, and the nominals should be 53.9 and 3/4. So I think that's going to be good enough for our purposes. Here's our sill plate. This is a piece of pressure treated 2x6, forms the bottom of all of the walls. The first step is laying these out nice and oh my gosh. Nice and square. The first step is getting these things laid out square and holes drilled in them to go over top these 1/2-inch anchor bolts that are already installed. Once we have that done, we're going to tack our top plates here on the side and lay our walls out. After our layout is done with our stud 16 inches on center, we'll basically tip this up on its side, place all of our studs where they need to be, put our top plate at the end, and then put 3 end nails. Galvanized nails is important for pressure treated lumber, right through the bottom of this and into each one of our studs.
Well, we got rained out last night and we weren't able to get much done, but we're back here. It's currently 7 a.m., so we're here super early. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of the sill plate lumber out and put it around the foundation while Alex works on measuring the first board. And then hopefully we can get that done within the next 2 hours. We might have a coworker coming later today to help us with framing, which would be really awesome. But we have a lot to do and we're not gonna waste any time. So let's get to it. The first thing that we're doing for the sill plates is measuring the distance from the edge of the wall to the sill plate to make sure that it's approximately the same for both ends. And then what we're doing is taking our speed square, lining up with the board and marking the place of the bolt by marking either side of the bolt. And then after that, we're marking the center point for where we're actually going to drill the holes. In order to figure out where we need to drill our hole, what I do is I approximate the center point within this bolt, and that's where I'm going to start my tape measure right here.
It's about 3 5/8.
Flip the tape measure.
No, the worst.
Right here, right?
3 5/8.
Right here. Here?
That's 5/8 is past half.
So right here.
We used a 5/8 spade bit to drill the holes.
We are along the last wall here, just finishing up these last 2 sill plates for prepping, drilling the holes in them, and then we move on to walls. Woohoo! How excited are you?
Shortly after, our coworker Matt joined us. Him and Elaina started by crowning all the studs, making sure the crown was all facing up so we don't have any waves in our finished wall. Then Matt and I laid out the markings for all the wall on the top and sill plates. We're framing at 16 inches on center, and having the top plate tacked to the sill allows us to transfer the layout to both plates at the same time. And just like that, we've laid out our very first wall of the house. We've got all our pre-cut studs here, marked 16 inch on center. We offset the first stud so that our 4-foot wide sheets will break right in the middle. We have arrows on everyone indicating the crown. They're all facing up so they don't rock on the slab. What else do I have to say? So let's get these nailed together and then stand it up, see if we can get it on top of the anchor bolts. I got the DeWalt cordless framing nailer in anticipation of this project, and it pretty much performed flawlessly throughout the whole first floor framing. I shot thousands of nails. This is how we're going to do the corner on this wall. We have a 2x6 sort of on the flat at the end, so when we put a wall up next to it, we can nail through this, but still get insulation behind here, not close off the corner completely. However, we did have an anchor bolt down here, which was kind of in the way. So before I nailed it, I just took my Sawzall and carved this out just enough so that we can put our washer and nut on and be able to bolt the anchor bolt down. So we've gone through, put 3 end nails in each one of these studs. I'm using 3-inch galvanized ring shank nails. Galvanized is important, at least on the sill plate side, because of the chemicals in there. It'll eat away regular quote unquote bright nails, which is what's used typically in the rest of a framed house. We thought it would be a good idea to square and brace the wall as we lifted it. In hindsight, this was pretty much unnecessary. We should have just lifted it. We could have squared it up when it was standing. First set it up on these blocks, then go that way with it a bit.
Am I going on the end? I wish that I could be like the cool kids.
Here, I'll push it. Thought I was gonna push it. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So my kicker's tall enough.
I don't think that kicker's gonna do it.
I can screw something to it or something.
It's just gonna go bloop.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. First wall.
Fell on the ground.
Could have been better.
Have you seen are you on TikTok? There's a girl that's on there. Her page is called Girls Can Frame or something like that. But she is like, it's pretty cool.
She leads a framing crew.
She leads a framing crew. I'm pretty sure the name of the company is that, something like that.
It's called Girls Who Frame, I think.
Yeah. So I like watching it on TikTok because it's cool to see other girls doing hard work.
That's unheard of. There's a girl drywaller too. Well, she's a drywall finisher.
Well, what I just saw on the girls who frame or whatever, she helped out a couple girls who are roofers. She had a video.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Last week of them roofing. Well, I'm talking a pretty steep pitch too. Okay.
All right.
So, I don't know the best way to.
It's hard to grip it. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's not that bad. Okay.
So
the hardest part's gonna be shifting it.
Yeah. Are you ready to push it over towards you, Matt?
Oh, mine's on my anchor bolt.
Is it?
Mine's on the bolt.
It's close. Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Now, how do I get the blocks out?
You gotta kick them out.
Okay, I'll hold the wall.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh.
Perfect. We have a wall. Wow, 9-foot walls are taller than I imagined. I'm glad we didn't go 10 foot.
The ceiling and the top is 10 foot.
Yeah. This is just the 9-foot garage. Sweet.
Is that gonna hold the whole wall?
Eh. For now, I'll get one on the other end.
I think you need one over here.
That looks awesome. This thing's still recording?
Yeah.
Must be. Another rookie mistake here. We thought it would be a good idea to put a corner sheet on to keep the wall shear braced. In reality, we should have just stood up all the walls in the whole perimeter before putting any sheeting on and sheeted them all afterwards. Luckily, this wall turned out square anyway, but a good lesson learned for the future.
It's time to mark our stud location on the next sill plate. We're doing this entire wall. But before that, we are going to screw the top plate into the side of the sill.
The brand new mics that we were trying to figure out at this time cut out, and we lost a bunch of audio on all these clips, which is kind of a shame because this was really funny. I was trying to get this steel stake out, hitting it with the sledgehammer, couldn't get it out for the life of me. Lena walks right over and just pulls the thing out. It's these little moments in construction that make it worth it. Anyway, here's us marking out the sill plate again for this wall, sill and top plate. And you were spared from some long-winded explanation of keeping the top plate short where the jack studs were over a garage door that only gets a single top plate above it. The sill plate in this wall has a really big bow in it. It's pulling all the studs away from the top plate, and I was thinking I could just try to clamp it together, but the problem is if we put sheathing on it and this has got a bow in it, that bow's never coming out again. So I want to get it straight from the start. If you're building on a wooden deck, this is pretty easy because you can just snap a chalk line on the wood and tack your sill plate to your line. I'm on a concrete slab, so I can't really do that. What I'm gonna do instead is I've got a 2x6x20 here that I have a chalk line on, and I'm gonna just slip this under the wall and basically just tack it to this piece. It'll get lifted up with the wall, and then I'll just pull it off when I'm done. Slip it under. The next morning started with getting some headers assembled. Let's talk about the brackets I made to help lift the walls up. I just found some scrap angle iron and drilled a series of staggered holes in one side. I'm using 1.5 inch Simpson structural screws to screw those to the top plate, and then I drilled a 1/2 inch big hole in the center. Found a shackle on Amazon that I bolted through there, and I'm using D-ring shackles and lifting straps to hook to the skid steer and lift the walls. To extend the reach of the skid steer, I found this jib boom crane on Facebook Marketplace. Paid 350 bucks for it. It extends to about 12 feet and really did a great job at extending the reach of the machine.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
He was asking 600, you asked for half.
I was like,
When you build your house, you can borrow it.
Yep.
It's nice to have friends with equipment.
I know. I mean, pay it forward.
Cause yeah, we still have our excavation contractor's rake. We've had it for over a year.
Yeah, I have a like a.
Screw her! Okay. Should I turn off the camera? It looks like they're good.
Okay. Oh, they're touching. That's good.
They're touching whether or not we are straight. I don't know. I just was trying to hold it.
Not so bad.
It's hard with the boards being so wavy. Yeah. Looks good.
Cool. Day 2 of framing, and we're trying a bit of a different technique with this. This wall has no openings or anything like that, so we thought it might be a good idea to try to put sheathing on it. We had to make sure it was nice and square. Tougher than we thought on a slab because we don't have a way to tack our sill plate dead straight like you do on like the deck of a house. But I showed you my technique for that, and I think we got it pretty good, at least on this section of wall. We are now putting our sheathing on. We're using the zip system. And of course that means taping and rolling the seams, which is what Elaina's doing now. My sheathing nails here, I spaced a little bit tighter than usual. The usual 6 edge, 12 field. I'm at 4 inches on the edge and about 8 inches in the center. The slightly tighter spacing is because I'm using 2 3/8 by 0.113 diameter nails, which is slightly thinner than code calls for, so hence the tighter spacing. So I got one more panel on this wall. We're gonna try to raise this wall sheathed and see how it goes. It's just the 2 of us now. Matt headed out for the day. So this should be fun.
OSHA approved. You want me to get some stakes in the ground first? Yeah, you need to go about 3 feet. It doesn't look like it wants to move. Oh my gosh, there's some more. You missed that whole side right there.
Here we're talking about missed nails from the sheathing just because of bowed studs. As a beginner, it's tough to tell if you're actually hitting a stud or not. Later, I drove out all the missed nails and redrove them properly.
Maybe we just sheathe the rest vertically.
Yeah, probably would be the best.
Okay, how long can your skid steer do this? We probably should put a board behind here to support it. Holy come this way.
When the wall started tipping back, I lifted up real quick because I knew it couldn't
This
fall
way.
back, but it still was pretty sketchy. You want the whole wall to go this way?
No, see how it's twisted? Oh my God, that's way too far. Okay, that should be good, that should be good.
I got that anchor bolt on.
Okay, yeah.
Lowering it down. The difficulty in squaring, sheeting, and raising this wall with just the two of us confirmed the decision to frame all the rest of the walls without sheeting and put the sheeting on while standing.
Brace the back here.
So that's
Oh,
there we go.
is that okay?
Pushing hard. A little bit more, pull it back.
Holy moly.
This evening we are assembling the third out of fourth wall, the fourth being the main front wall with all the garage doors in it, which is kind of 3 tiny walls technically. So Elaina's crowning studs, I'm gonna go help her, and hopefully before the end of the night we can at least get this thing built. So after I hook up and start lifting this, you just stand to the side so you're out of the way. I'm gonna try to pivot it up, get it free hanging, and then I'm gonna sort of take it out around the radiant tubing, back straight up, and then straighten back out, come up and then approach the foundation slowly to set it down. I'll just need you to help keep it from swaying all over the place when I'm slowly moving it around.
No pressure. Okay. Safety first. I'm getting out of the way if it's gonna hit me. You're sitting on the wall. Oh, shit. The Sill stuff. Hold on, hold on. Can you hold it for a sec?
This wall was a little bit trickier because we had to maneuver around the radiant tubing manifold.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Go baby! Please don't follow me. It's the beginning of the 4th day on site and we are finally done all of our exterior walls. We are ready for garage door headers. I'm gonna do that in the next video, so I wanna wrap this one up. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. hit that like button, gives us a huge help on the YouTube algorithm, helps share this content with other people who might get something from it as well. But until then, we will see you next time.